Hi Aquarius, welcome to your July 2021 astrological forecast. Before I begin, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to my channel. Check out my Ask Me a Question section in the description below. And there's also a link there, a link to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done, and check out my weekly forecast. So the big news for you, okay, is Jupiter's moving back into your sign on the 28th. Okay, it briefly moved into Pisces for about 2 months, and so you got to experience what it's like just having Saturn alone in your first house. Okay, now Jupiter will move back into Aquarius. They were traveling side by side when they first entered your sign anyway, so you never really got the full effect of what it's like to have Saturn in your first house or in your sign. Okay, until this happened. And Jupiter acts as kind of like a buffer area for Saturn. You weren't getting the full effect of it. So Jupiter and Saturn, well, they'll continue to move, well, Jupiter anyway, will move in direct motion till December, and then it will fully move into Pisces at the end of December. So you have this period of time, to enjoy those two planets together, because that Jupiter is going to be leaving again, and you'll still have Saturn in your first house. But this past few months will give you an idea of kind of like what to expect. Okay, on the other hand, right now, okay, the sun is in Cancer. Okay, where you have Cancer in your chart is your 6th house. There's a new moon in Cancer on the 9th, and Mercury moves into this area on the 11th. Okay, so Mars was just here. Okay, right now Mars is in Leo, your opposite sign. But before that, it was in your 6th house of the workplace, your co-workers, your work schedule, the kind of work that you do. It's also your house of health and your house of service and many, many other things. But I would have to say, it's work. This is more than likely work related, simply for the fact that you have Saturn in your first house. Okay, if it is the house of service, there may be someone in your life that relies on you a bit too much. Could be a family member, could be a neighbor or a friend or whatever, but they've become too oppressive in your life. Maybe even helping them is making you ill. Who knows? But if that's the case, then that will be remedied somewhere down the line, because you're able to handle something like that. You are able to actually change something like that. Okay, as far as the workplace goes, sometimes that's not so easy, just running out and getting a new job, even though that's what tons of people are doing right now, because there's all kinds of opportunities out there and people are desperate for employees, okay, in a lot of businesses, at least here in America. I don't know about the rest of the world. Well, anyway, even if you own your own business or you're self-employed, there's really just something going on here when Mars was here. Okay, so now that these other planets, the Sun and Mercury, are here, and then this new moon on the 9th, it's kind of like a follow-up to whatever previously occurred in the workplace or your work. Okay, so having Mercury here kind of helps you to change your schedule or change your duties, or the kind of work that you do. Maybe there's a certain project that you would like to work on and you don't want to work on what you normally do. Something like that, a change in assignments or whatever. But it's also your schedule. A lot of times people are going on vacation now. It's summertime here in America, so people are taking off. So around that new moon of the 9th, I believe whatever kind of changes you needed to happen in your work life, that's when they'll begin. You may have had to have even some kind of blow up with somebody at work, even if it was someone that you report to, you're a superior or whatever, and to get your point across. So that kind of, if you had a blowout with somebody, it's no big deal. It was probably necessary. Okay, but now we continue over into your 7th house, where you have the sign of Leo, and Leo is your opposite sign. It's directly across from your 1st house of Aquarius. So Mars has been here since last month, and I have mentioned that when Mars is in your 7th house, people seem to come out of nowhere just to push your buttons, just to try to get a charge out of you and make you act up or something, just like they are. They are actually the ones who's acting up, but they try to get you to do that to, you know, so, I don't know, people will see it or something or other, embarrass you in some way. So Mars is here up until the 28th, then it moves into Virgo. Okay, Venus is already in Leo, and Mars, both Venus and Mars are in Leo, and the Sun moves into Leo on the 22nd, and Mercury moves into Leo on the 27th. So you're still going to have like all these planets in your 7th house, but having Venus and Mars here, the love planets brings that very thing right now. The 7th house is your close relationships or partnerships of any kind, like romantic, business, close friend, anybody, okay, that you're close with. So if this is business, you know, it could be a time where you are really clearing an awful lot of things up. I do have to mention there's a full moon in your sign, in your 1st house, okay, in Aquarius on the 23rd. So maybe even around that time is when you get an awful lot of stuff off your chest when it comes to your relationships, okay? It's your time right now to change them, make any kind of change that you would like to in a relationship, okay? Even if you want to break it off with somebody, but I really don't see anything like that happening. But if you did, this would be the time when all of that would happen. But there's a good reason for that happening. You know, that person is not supposed to be with you. This is a business partnership. The partnership wasn't going well, wasn't really going your way. You know, maybe it was too hard to do business with this person being your partner. You know, maybe they were a real turn-off to some of your clients or customers or something like that. Whatever. Or their way of doing business gave you an ulcer even in your stomach. You know, who knows? As far as romance goes, same thing. You know, it's got its good points and its maybe not so good points. And this would be a time where you would, you know, make those changes if that's possible. But if one of those changes has to be ending your relationship with a romantic partner or even a friend, okay, a friend that is just too much, that is kind of like up in your face all the time, or too draining, you know, maybe you could just keep them at arm's length for a while and work on that, but you don't necessarily have to get rid of them. But again, Venus and Mars, the love planets, do make this kind of a romantic time in a romantic relationship right now. So, you know, that could be it right there. You know, maybe somebody wants you to settle down. Maybe they don't want you to see anyone else. You're exclusive. It could get pretty serious. Okay, the relationship could get pretty serious. Okay, so around that full moon, you know, just let her rip. That's what full moons are for. Is getting things out there where they can be dealt with, so you can go about your business and not have to deal with it again. Even if it doesn't come out in a very pleasant way, it still had to come out either way. Okay, so you can pick and choose whatever way you want that to happen. So let's see here. Venus moves into Virgo, on the 21st, and Mars moves into Virgo on the 29th, where you have Virgo in your chart as your 8th house of shared resources, shared debt, other people's resources, and other people's money. Okay, this is a money house. So having Mars here does make you very enthusiastic and energetic in going after money that's yours, or something, not just money, but some kind of resource though too. This could be, I always say equipment as just like an example, but you might have lent something to someone that you need back, or you want it back, or they're, you know, they're just not real forthcoming with where this thing is, you know. Did they lose it? Did they break it? What? You know, they were supposed to return it to you right away when they were done, but maybe they're not done, and oh, I don't know. You know how people are, that when they sometimes borrow something, but they may feel that that you gave it to them. Okay, so this might be a time where you have to clear that up. But having Venus here, though, attracts things to you. Okay, attracts money to you, or resources. One of them being people. People are resources, especially if there is someone that you need their cooperation, you need their help, you need them to put in a good word for you, or whatever. So this is a time to approach someone that could actually help you. This is like the house of legacies and inheritances, financial institutions of any kind, like the bank, credit card companies, the IRS even. It's a house of settlements, legal settlements, insurance payouts, refunds, credit, something like that, possibly coming to you. So if you know that something is yours, excuse me, or is due you, this would be the time to go after it. And I'm sure you will, just because having Mars here does, wherever Mars is transiting, makes you very physically energetic and going after whatever that house governs in your life, whatever part of your life. So it gives you a lot of energy to stick with it. So let me see what else I have here. No, that's about it. Okay, the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Aquarius on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. And the best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Leo, and those dates are the 11th and 12th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, any kind of speculation or gambling, and anything to do with children is the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. The best time for money is the 13th, 14th, 15th, 26th, and 27th. The best time for your career is the 17th, 18th, and 19th. The best time for communication and travel is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 15th, 16th, 17th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. So I hope you enjoyed your astrological forecast for July. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my weekly forecasts. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.